Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over in our YouTube account, and thank you for joining us for the Sunday stream. Now, of course, we're trying to finish out the Draconic version of Gwen. It has been an absolute tedious process. If you're building out these Draconic heroes, it's so expensive. It's kind of crazy because even thinking of this, getting Hildwyn up to being able to engrave the hero, getting Gwen up to the point to engraving, getting Milion up to the point of the engraving, and then also looking at getting Lan, the cost is through the roof without the ability to get any resources. Now, one thing I do want to note is if you're looking to buy some of the Draconic heroes, if you're looking to actually invest in it, the packages that we have in here, the bundles we get in here, and you can see we did buy the $4.99 bundle, but the packages in here, even here, $30 for $24, are super cheap in comparison to if you're buying them in the Dragon Forge. And of course, a lot of players are just kind of opting out of doing this in its entirety because of the ability to build these Draconic heroes. So it also looks like 83% of you are saying Next Awaken will be a Wilder. That is the rumor. Now, I don't know if Alfredus is in here, but we were kind of talking about it, and it seems like timeline-wise, we thought with the release of Lan, that it was going to be a Draconic hero, or with the release of Misha, that it was going to be a Draconic hero, or it was going to be the Awakened hero, excuse me. But now it seems like we are at the point, or a little bit past the point, of getting an Awakened hero. Now in 2024, we have two Awakened heroes that are left. We have our Wilder and we have our Graveborn hero, which are the two that we're going to see essentially this year. So we're going to have to see exactly how effective they are, where they're being used, everything of that with the Awakened heroes. Now, of course, when we got the last Awakened version of Leica, it was an absolute game changer. This is still one of the absolute top priority heroes. And of course, waiting to see what is going to be coming. Have you noticed collection resets if you change them? Yes. So Orange, if you've seen, and again, big shout out to everyone in chat. It is incredibly hard with the collections, and it is still something that I know that AFK Arena, that Lilith needs to work on, that Lilith needs to really look at, is if you're using formation. So if we're going in here, let's say for instance in the Treasure Scramble, when you're going in this formation and you're copying formations, or if you're moving heroes, a lot of times the collections are not going with them, which is really just kind of screwing up the collections for bigger picture, because then when you go to other game modes, it is the exact same. So it's not copying all of the collections that are based in formations, that are based on what you have. You have to make sure, and even right here, you can see Hildwyn doesn't have a collection in here, but then when I go into another part, it'll put a different collection on Hildwyn. So again, it makes a big difference because it will not, and it does not auto-equip all of the collections. As you can see right here, it does not put all the collections on there. And I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's the lack of the collections, I guess, is what it kind of looks like. But you can see right here, we have collections that are available for heroes, yet it's choosing and opting into not equipping anything on the hero versus opting and putting, actually putting, you know, some stats in there, putting a lot of different stuff on there. So even HP, and I know defense, I think we built out one for him. I would have to go through and see exactly what it looks like. But now this is going to make a huge, and I'm guys, a massive, massive difference. And again, I thought we had a very strong defense collection that we kind of built with him. But again, it's not equipping the collections as it should be equipping the collections. And it's absolutely kind of a pain in the butt to go in there and keep doing it. Is there a fix for ever-changing collections? No, there's not, Benedict. It is literally going through here. There is nothing that is being able to ensure that the collections are built on there. And even a lot of players are going in and they're building out the formations here. We're still having the same problem where it's not staying with formations. It's not staying with collections based on the heroes that you have, based on the builds that you have. The collections are not being tied to the heroes. Now, I don't know if that's going to make a really big difference when you start getting more collections, or essentially leveling up those collections much higher. Might make a big difference, but as of right now, yes, collections, guys, sadly, it is still an absolute nightmare to deal with collections and going in there and changing them. And honestly, doing everything that you need with collections, it's hard to do, and it's hard to do on a bigger scale. And it's just the time consumption piece where different heroes, different game modes, different collections, even, you know, either using either one of the tank collection or either one of the mage collection, different collections for different parts of there. What could be the final copy? So the final copy, I'm hoping today is going to be the day, guys. We are looking for the final copy. That is the one that we need for Gwen. We have been building, we have been grinding, we have been looking at Gwen. Now, Hilduin, we just picked up the final copy that we're getting for free. I don't think they're doing any more for free. I think the free copies of Hilduin are now completely done, which means we are still 2 copies short of building out Hilduin. And then, of course, I don't think that they're going to give us any more copies of land. We did get the 1 free copy, but I don't think there are going to be anything else. Are there Draconic heroes worth building higher than the S40 or the signature item level 40? The only one that I would do past the 40 is Gwen. Now, as you can see, we do have Gwen built up to that plus 40. Now, the reason, Raphael, why we did build her up higher is Gwen is number 1 reliant on stats, reliant on damage. All the combinations or all the formations that we see her in, she is built to really the extreme, and that is to allow her to maximize the damage in a lot of different game modes is really the big reason. Everybody else at this point, I wouldn't build a 40 on. Even looking at Hilduin, even looking at Lan, it's okay, because even here, normal attacks, he calls down the Draconic Flames, doesn't do an incredible amount of damage, and Hilduin really is not a huge damage dealer. More of a protection, but overall, I have to decide and really choose, I guess, who we're going to go ahead and we're going to build higher to that plus 40. But right now, we've just been building out a lot of the damage dealers. We also did Lavatune. I believe we did Palmer. We did a couple out of there. What's going on? Jordan and Jaffa as well. Thank you guys for joining us. Should I choose land from the chest? Yes, Atlas. Now, the reason being, when you look at land, when you look at one single copy of land, land not only gives you the ability within the Dragon Forge to do a little bit more, the Dragon Trials, land also does work fundamentally at a very base level. I know it doesn't have really the scaling with it. And when you start looking at 20 Draconic insignias in that chest versus a copy of land as well as Hilduin, as well as Gwen, are running about 60 insignias. So if you can get land for essentially 20 insignias, so 20 insignias versus the 1 copy of land, I would absolutely get that copy of land. And especially Atlas, if that is your first copy, I would without a doubt get that first copy of land to actually have it unlocked. I got Awakened to Thalia to Ascended 1-star. What is the optimal build? So the optimal build in there, Mythic, is actually taking our mines a little bit higher. Taking her, I believe it is a 67. If you take a minute after this mythical and you go down to the shorts, so I have a short section of AFK Arena. Just search for the Awakened version of Athalia. It shows you the basic build, the optimal build, and then the whale build depending on the heroes. And I believe that the probably 3 or 4 newest heroes I don't have in there. But when you start looking through, I have all of the heroes in the shorts with the optimal build. Now, a lot of players also question within those short videos, we're not going over where they're being utilized. We're also not going over the collections they are used. Guys, the short videos have to be less than a minute. It is literally 59 seconds to cover a hero. Want to make sure that we got the signature item, the furniture, and also the engraving on there. The collections are going to vary by where the hero is being used. So essentially both collections, even in here, there's a multitude of collections that this hero can use. PvP wise, absolutely, I would be running Zolrath collections, which I do. When you start looking at the Curse Realm, Nightmare Corridor, that you're going to want the Shadow Dancer, which again, switching between those, there's no set collection on a set hero that you're going to, kind of like what we've seen with Dura's artifacts, that you're not really going to set it and forget it. You definitely want to build it out. I currently got Libirda to Mythic. Should I push for 1-star? Yes. Eddie, Libirda is the #1 hero in AFK Arena still. We haven't seen anyone that has taken the throne. We've seen it once upon a time with Ainz, then we've seen it with Lucy. Now we're seeing it with Libirda. Libirda is used in every game mode. Temple Rift being used every single game mode that we have available. Libirda is being used and Libirda is being used. Yes, push for the 1-star. The engraving on Libirda to maximize the damage does make a very big difference. Waken Thane or Brutus? That's really tough. Thane is still being used in kind of some niche formations. But overall, Kenneth, I wouldn't really invest in any of them, knowing we're right on the cusp of having a new Awakened Wilder, which again, Alfredus was kind of sharing with us, but I think it is going to be this week that we're going to see the patch notes over on the test server, meaning we're going to be able to see exactly what is coming. I was wondering if it continues to get the fragments of Eugene for 5 stars. Yes, I would, Sunrise. And the reason being, when you start looking at the store itself, there's not a lot of stuff to buy in here. When you actually get to the point of your guild store, I buy these out every single time that I have an opportunity to. I'm going to take Eugene all the way to 5 stars because you also have to remember is by chance, Sunrise, if you do a summons and you pull a copy of Eugene, you're going to have the ability to actually swap that copy of Eugene once you do get to 5 stars. I would definitely go ahead and build that up to 5 stars. Which is better to E80, Leica or Baden? I would do Leica. I haven't done Baden yet, but I would do the Awakened version of Leica. The big reason is the Awakened version of Leica, best in slot for a couple different formations. Also the PvP aspect. Awakened Leica is used a lot in the treasure scramble, where Baden is not really used anymore. What Awaken works best with low investment? Honestly, when you look at fundamentally heroes, Athalia works very well with low investment because of the SP effect. Leica does, again, fundamentally, the hero does work and does essentially what they do. The Awakened version of Chimera does require a little bit more investment, but again, the SP effect that these heroes do possess really makes a big difference. Athalia would be the first choice. If I'm going out there, if you're building them out first, yes, I would do Athalia first. Would be the first one. I was just asking because when I was scrolling on the hero borrow list, I saw people building Draconic heroes higher than 40. They're whales. Absolutely. If you're building out some of the heroes and if you're going in here and borrowing these short term, you can even see here where not many heroes or not many players have them built out much higher, but there are also always going to be whale players or really big players that are building them out much, much higher. Again, it depends how competitive you want to be in AFK Arena. That's the reason why we've taken a lot of heroes and we built them up to a higher engraving, higher signature items, is really to be competitive in a lot of different game modes. Awaken Sophia or Lucius, honestly, both of those, Marco, are going to do well. I like Sophia for the tower. That's one of the big things with the Awakened version of Sophia. The Mauler Tower 100% can benefit from building her out. Lucius requires a very, very high build. Yes, it really does require a high build for that Awakened version of Lucius. I think even recommended is like a 72 engraving. So again, the more that you're putting into Lucius, the higher that you build Lucius, of course, the better he is going to perform in a lot of different game modes. But Sophia, I feel like utility-wise and thinking even bigger picture, I feel like the support class of the Awakened version of Sophia is going to last a little bit longer, where Lucius might actually be replaced. Awakened Chimera to E80. Yes, I do like Chimera. Chimera is already at 80 for me. We also did the 40 signature item. Again, Awakened version of Chimera, we waited for this hero for a crazy amount of time to get this hero built, and I was super stoked when it was Chimera. I'm interested to see exactly who is going to be coming. Let's pop open some of our chests in here and also get into the summons. We have 19 Draconic insignias, and I'm thinking that we might have to pick up some additional ones in here just to try to get it done. Now, I don't know if I have any more Google Play cards. I don't remember at this point if we had bought one for this month, but we might have to go ahead and throw a little bit in here to try to finish her out because I want her to be done. The amount of time that they've had these Draconic heroes, guys, it's kind of crazy that they made them this challenging to build. So we have one Superb Elite Stone. Hopefully it's going to be an Awakened hero. Boom, it is a copy of Raku, which of course is just going to be food. 2 more Elite Stones, which again are just going to be food in their entirety. We're halfway to another copy of Eugene. Now Eugene, already we're kind of building him out a little bit further. He is doing pretty well with where he's at. Already have him at 2 stars. And again, we're going to take him and we're going to max him out in the entire. I'm a lazy person, don't do collections. Do you have any advice? Usually just do daily events and stuff. Honestly, if you get in there to auto do the collections, A4, It's a game changer. Very similar to what we've seen with building up our beast to the resonating level 18. Collections have been a really, really big focus. I did all 7 of my runs last time. Not only going in there and building the collections, but fundamentally building out a multitude of collections so you can try to level up the collection to unlock it for other heroes. Again, that's something that is going to come with time, and it does take a lot of time. But if you're neglecting collections, you're missing a very, very big chunk that you can have within your heroes. Guys, you have to build them out. It's very, very tough. And I know it's an absolute nightmare, but if you want to be competitive in here, and we even did pick up the perk. We did pick up this perk card to get a couple more of our arcane staffs. And personally, I am hoping that soon they're going to give us the ability through the Field of Stars to get arcane staffs. I think this is a point that in a part that honestly they need to fix, and they need to really fix in a very, very big way, because players don't have the ability to actually compete or go ahead and play this game mode and do this game mode on any level. Even looking here, I've been burning through a ton of my bizarre totems. As we continue to do summons, as we continue to get them, we have just continued to kind of build them up. Yeah, a lot of players, Benedict, were saying that the awakened version of Tassie, that would be very, very cool. I would like to see. I'm 1 copy short from ascending Lucius. Yes, get the ascended, get the 1-star in there. Nyla's the only Draconic I'm investing in. Tommy, that's what most players are doing. Most players are just building out Nyla. And honestly, to add to your list, I would put Meleon in there. Guys, when you look at this hero, even if you're going in formations, if let's say you're borrowing a copy of Gwen, which a lot of players are, if you're borrowing any of the Draconic heroes, Meleon, kind of a little bit cheaper, but at least he has utility, and Meleon has utility in a bunch of different places. Is it a bad thing that I don't have most Awakened heroes built? No, not really, Raphael. Honestly, this game, you work with what you got. And there's not going to be a point where you have them built unless you're putting money into the game. There's going to be a point, even looking here though, thinking of Temple of Time, we have 824 cards. We know with the next hero that's going to be released, it's probably going to be 400. It's been about average. I would say 400 to 500 cards. So we're going to be sitting on at least 300 plus cards. Now, in addition to that, we're getting a lot more of the Awakened heroes up to 5 stars, but going in there, we're going to have, of course, the new hero is going to be 50. The release of the skills and the abilities is going to be like another 30. The treasure, or excuse me, the run that we do, the voyage, is going to be another 10. You get about 100 time emblems out of just a new hero release, so it's pretty easy to go in there. Why is Lucilla good to build? She not only has a lot of survivability, that's one of the big ones. If she makes Liberta, yes, Liberta works way better if you do have both of them built, and she has the ability to actually come back to life a lot. That is the reason why a lot of players do build out Lucilla, is not only the damage that she does, the magical pierce, but also the ability down here. Number of resurrections increase to 2 while fighting alongside Liberta. Resurrections go to 3. When she takes fatal damage, Lucilla will use her resurrections to block the damage. And again, when you think of a tank, this is a tank. This is as a support hero, which is kind of funny. The resurrection, the ability to tank, the utility of the hero does work incredibly well and works exceptionally well when built in, when put in with Liberta. What's going on, Thomas? Yep, doing great today. I got some shopping to do. Here in Michigan, we've had thunderstorms. Friday, we had storms. Saturday, we had storms. Today, we had storms. So I've been waiting to do yard work, to cut the grass, to do all of that stuff. It's been kind of a crazy weekend, but yeah, we're getting there little by little. Let's do some more of these summons. All right, so let's hop in the Noble Tavern. This, of course, Stargazer, we're waiting for a new hero. We have almost 400 cards at this point. Then I think we still need one more copy. If I do remember, we're 2 shy on Misha. Now, a lot of players were kind of questioning, is Misha worth building? The answer is yes. We are starting to see Misha, and again, it's very early. The hero's only been out for, what, a week? I think it was released earlier this week. But Misha overall is seeing some utility in game modes. We're seeing her in the Nightmare Corridor. We're seeing her in the Cursed Realm. I feel like as we continue to have more players build her, as we continue to see the utility of the hero itself is going to go up. So yes, definitely would be there. Did we play the Temporal Rift? Yes, Primo. So if you guys caught my Temporal Rift guide, again, this place I feel like they've forgotten about. To an extent, they've kind of forgotten about the Temporal Rift. You can see we have 5 more days, but looking at this is the reason we really focus and we talk about the Temporal Rift. Look at the loot, guys. Look at the first boom going through here. There is 100 floors available of loot. Collect all of this. I mean, you're talking hundreds. Right there, we have 150 million, 100 million coins. Look at this, 50, 60, 75, plus their 10, 85 summons. We have, what, 3 more full heroes right here, another level in the Elder Tree, and then, of course, some Poke Coins. This is only 100 floors, guys. We still have 200 more floors for this event. And then you couple on top of that when they added in the award selection, boom. We have a ton of heroes in here. We have the availability to get the time emblems out of here. You could even pick up a copy of Eugene. If you're looking to build a hero, honestly, the Awakened heroes, you could do it out of here. But this is the priority 100%. Having the ability to build your Awakened version of Athalia, your Shamira, your Belinda, Lucius, Sophia. This is where you're going to, and this is where you're going to farm cards, and you're going to farm cards like crazy. I mean, we got 5, 10, what? 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 cards in here, guys, that you can pick up for the Stargazer and the Time Emblems. 100%. You have to pick them up in here. You have to get them. And of course, because we have so many Time Emblems, but I buy them all. We buy all of them out of here. Even the Stargazer Scrolls, we do the same. We're going to go ahead and build out and buy all these as well. Once we get through, there's our 100 floors. Buying all of these out are imperative. And again, the heroes up here, you could get their older heroes even out of here. Utility-wise, Eugene is being used. The Awakened version of Solus is being used, and that's it. Taline, Brutus, Aziz, they're not being used anywhere anymore. So which is a little bit sad to see. But yes, there's not a reason. This is the place you want to farm the cards, and you want to farm those cards very, very huge. For the first time since Awakened Aziz, I'm broke. Oh, yeah, Aziz was the one that I swapped. If you guys remember, we actually swapped the Awakened version of Aziz, which I had fully maxed out, to the Awakened version of Baden, which was an absolute game changer. Look at that! Wow! There is a Demia and a Zafriel, so double Celestials right there. Now, of course, as we continue to build these out in their entirety, adding more stars to them, we can swap these in the Rickety Cart. So that is awesome. Brutus is used in Treasure Scramble and Heroes of Espria. Yeah, but you could go ahead and sub in another hero. And again, I'm not building even Brutus right now personally. Pterodon, I don't use Brutus in the Treasure Scramble that I'm running. But yes, you could definitely, again, you could build him out. But do I want to build out the hero, which is going to take me probably months at this point to start building out the Awakened version of Brutus, to put all of the stats on there, to put all of the resources into the hero itself for a little bit of utility? Probably not. Again, if it would have been a hero that we built a while ago, absolutely. But as of right now, guys, I don't recommend building out the Awakened version of Aziz or Brutus. Again, just for a niche formation, and also thinking how long it takes to build them out. He's not a hero that I would build out. And with new heroes coming, again, save your resources. Save your resources for what we do have coming down the pipeline. Let's go ahead and switch this. Let's knock out these summons, guys. We got 207 right here. Could we get another Celestial Hypo or an Awakened hero out of here with 79 scrolls? We still want some more copies of Misha is who we're looking for in here. And of course, in here we have 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 heroes that we do not have at 5 stars from those primary faction. Is best in slot in the SEAL team. Yeah, and that's it. So, and that's why I kind of say, what's going on, Zolthamus? When you look at heroes and investing in heroes now, Brutus was definitely used in a lot of different places. A while ago, he was best in slot. I still love the Awakened version of Brutus, but is it worth building it out now? No, it's not worth starting it. If you already have them almost built out, if you haven't built out, great. Is it worth starting to build it now? In my opinion, absolutely not. The investment, especially again with new heroes coming, I wouldn't invest in the hero as it sits today. So let's see, we got what, 79, then we have 5,000 diamonds. That's not going to be a lot. to do the summons. Hopefully we can get lucky with our 79 scrolls right here. There's an elite. It is Adrian. So another copy for Adrian and Elise. Again, I think there were almost to 5 stars there. Boom, there's a copy of Movis. And you can see most of this that we're just pulling now is recycling heroes. That is what we're doing on a regular basis, is just recycling them over and over and over. And there's a copy of Cecilia. Now, of course, another Wilder copy. Trying to pull one more. Hildwyn Mosley does the job of Rudis. Yeah, Hildwyn, I know in the latest guide we've seen has definitely been. How do you build the Awakened Lucius in engraving? Once you get the hero up to a 60, which you can check out the shorts in the YouTube section, the Awakened version of Lucius, defense. Defense is an absolute priority because, of course, when you're putting out and when you're building up his defense, it's building up everything else the hero does possess. That's the big reason why Lucius requires, and again, engraving, we built him to a 72. So getting a 72 engraving, and even at that point when we seen it, I was like, you know what? I just went ahead and took Lucius to an 80 because there was no reason to go ahead and build it. Can you guarantee a Stargazer hero every summon? No, Global, you cannot. So Stargazer itself, when you're summoning up these heroes, which, you know what, we could use some of these cards. Let me know in the comments if we want to use some of these cards. I know Shimira we were building out a little bit further. I think we have maybe one copy. Look at all the food that we have in here, guys. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, we already have 2 stars on the Awakened version of Shimira. I know we were building her out a little bit further. Is it possible for an Awakened Dimensional? As of right now, Tommy, no. So they have said there is not going to be the Awakened Dimensional heroes because, of course, a majority of the Dimensional heroes are not owned by Lilith. They're the collaboration that we see, but I don't think there's going to be Awakened Dimensionals. And I don't even know where the power for those would be. It would be kind of crazy. Yeah, Stargazer, like I said, Stargazer is random, usually, especially because they put up and they have, let me make sure. Ooh, I'm going to save my diamonds. And I want to save my diamonds. I'll get some more diamonds though. But I want to go ahead and I want to try for a copy in here. We have 2 more copies. And I believe now we're 3 short from getting her all the way up to Ascended. But I've been using my Desired Hero Summon. So nothing in there. Again, we're going to have to save the rest of our diamonds in here. Asking for the Awakened version of the coolest hero. If all in December is ever. Yeah, Zafriel is. I loved Zafriel. Zafriel, guys, was a hero. I didn't build originally, but going in there and really doubling back and building out Zafriel, I do like the hero. Even here, guys, we have 278,000 hero coins. There's no need for us to buy Twisted Essence. We're already maxed in that entirety. And here I've been building out and really focusing on the engraving mats that we're getting out of here. Red chest, we already have enough. Even here, I think we're at 300 when we get a new dimensional. And then, of course, here, we have everything out of here. We're buying red chests. We have a lot that is kind of going in here. We need more things to buy. I mean, to be honest, we absolutely do need some more things to buy within the different game modes because we're at the point where we're kind of out. What will be the way to get the new dimensional hero? The only way to get the new dimensional heroes, Jeff, is through the garrison. This is it. So looking at Rimuru and looking at Shuna. And by the way, guys, I am almost done with, I believe, the first season of the one time I got turned into a slime or reincarnated as a slime. Very, very cool. I'm where they're fighting the Orc Lord, the giant Orc Lord. But yes, you can get them out of here. With Rimuru and Shuna, it is going to be probably about another 4 months before you see them in the garrison to be able to absolutely swap them. Is it worth to build Demia's signature item to plus 40? You can leave it at 30. There's a lot of other heroes that are much higher of a priority when it comes to a 40 signature item. But yes, the 30, you can definitely keep it at a 30 because her 40 is only situational based on where you are. Yes, it'll be about 4 months. That's it, Jeff. So even normally, like when we seen Rem and Amelia, it was about 5 months after the release that you could get them. How many dimensionals do they release in a year? Right now, it's been about 5. I mean, there's been about 5. Yeah, there's been about 5 that we've seen. And again, a lot of the dimensionals are heroes that they release on their own. Some of those are collaborations. And if you just seen the survey, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we did a survey, and that survey included what crossovers do you want to see? Don't know if that's going to be 2024 crossovers or something that we're going to look into 25, but overall, yes, there is going to be some more crossovers that are going to be on the horizon. Crossovers bring a lot of new players and a lot of cool new things, in my opinion, to AFK Arena. We just need a tower. We really do need a tower. Yeah, I wouldn't put anything past Lilith at this point, Tommy. But yeah, why don't you buy juice from the tree? Yeah, it's fully maxed. Yeah, if I didn't have it fully maxed, Riley, I would buy more, but you can see all of these are fully maxed, and what we're getting out every 2 days out of the Twisted Realm, we're getting enough of our essence to actually go in here and max it out every time that we level it up. It's maxed in its entirety. There's no reason to build it out. I could just sit on more essence, and it really wouldn't make a difference to some point, which you get there where it's kind of maxed out. Do you use all your tries for a single hero, build multiple with 7 attempts? It depends what I have. So looking in here, with using either 7 attempts for one or kind of one in their entirety, I look at what I have here. So right here, we do have the tanking relic. Since I do have 4 of these this week, I'm going to focus on building out some of my tanking relics because I want to use all the totems. Now, the reason why I want to go through and I want to use all these legendary bizarre totems is the leveling reason and the leveling system behind it. Because when we start looking at our tanking totems and even going through here, being able to unlock this, used 1 legendary bizarre totems to unlock the next hero. So we need 9 more legendary bizarre totems used within this specific collection to unlock it and give essentially more heroes more access to more collections. It's going to take time. And when I mean time or money or years of actually doing this and building them out in an entirety. There's a lot. There's a lot in there. I need gold to stop being offered as a reward. Yes, guys, I'm at 13 billion gold, 1.63 trillion combat rating. I don't need gold, and I do not need it at all. Do you think we'll get a hero swap event this year? I'm hoping that we do for for holiday. A lot of times, either if there's a release, they'll do a swap event, but they might also do a swap event come the Christmas time, the holiday time. They might actually go ahead and do a swap event. We've seen some around that time for that. Let's hop in, guys. Let me hit up the Oaken, then we'll look at our Dragon Forge. And I'm really dreading going in there and trying to pull this next copy for our favorite hero that everybody loves to hate. We have 30 scrolls in here. Now, again, we are only looking for Meleon. Now, when it comes to the rest of the heroes, we have them at 5 stars. 5 stars, 5 stars. If we get more copies, we could build Polina out a little bit higher. But Meleon is the one that we're looking to build in the entirety and getting them out. But what do you think the optimal build for Mishka? I still have her soul right there. I still have her at the plus 20 signature item, and that's it. I don't know if the 30 is going to be worth it. I'm going to have to see and kind of test her out and see where it's going to be. Been a long time. I'm doing great in the game. I'll max out my first dragon hero soon. Who do you recommend? If you're looking for Draconic heroes, Nyla. Nyla is the one, guys, right here. Nyla is the absolute priority. If you're looking to max or build any Draconic hero, Nyla, being a support, being a damage dealer, has an incredible amount of utility. And what's going on? Purple Butterfly. Thank you for joining us for the stream. I got Liberta to 5 stars. Yes, Liberta 5 stars is a priority, which, you know what? Let's finish out Liberta. I'm thinking about it now. We have enough cards. We can do it. Been a long, what do you think of the optimal build for Misha? Again, we're going to have to see Soul. Stay tuned. I'm going to put out some shorts to do that. What is a carry dimensional for the Temple Rift besides Rem? Amelia's in there. Amelia does incredibly well within that game mode. Yeah, Rem is absolutely. I think you have a couple other ones that you could do, that you could do pretty well in there without using those dimensionals. After I build Lavatoon, who should I build next? Demia or Liberta built? Lucilla. Mystical, that is number 4. Number 1's Liberta. Then it's Lavatoon, Demia, kind of vice versa, either or. And then it is Lucilla. Those are really the top 4 to get. Which is the most important to purchase? Collection staffs or time emblems? Honestly, time emblems. because even if you don't have a lot of the collections FSB, you'll still have the hero, which is huge. Let's go in here, and I'm almost wondering if, and I think it would be funny if we got a highborn hero out of the regular summons versus going in. So there is a copy of Pulina, and I think Pulina again is almost maxed out in the entirety. So just some more copies of Gorgie in there, get some more resources, which again, we're not going to use for anything. All right, guys, this is where the streamer luck is needed. Now, question, are we going to do 10 pulls or do we want to do them individually? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if it's going to be individual. By the way, this is Carol checking in with new account. Oh, thank you for joining us, Carol. I didn't know the purple butterfly was Carol, which is funny because I crossed my mind for a second that it could be Carol. I don't see many purple butterflies, but thanks for joining us. They're doing 10, 10, 10. Looks like we're going to be going in for the 10. Now, of course, Draconic supplies. This is super expensive, guys. Buy, if you're going to buy anything, if you're going to buy some of the insignias, buy them from the other shop. Do not buy them from the Draconic supplies. They are expensive. 10, 10, 10, 1 10 pull, 10, 1 10, 9 seagull. Should we do, yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, Bobo. Should we rip the Band-Aid off? Or should we do 9 pulls and then do the 10 pull? What do you guys think about that? I'm wondering if we did one of the 9 pulls or if we did 9 individual pulls first. If we got a copy, we could drop land in here and we could do that. Yes, and that's it. And that's my thought, is these summons are painful. Yeah, 9 then 10. That's what I'm thinking. I was just thinking with 19, a 9 then a 10, because if we get the individualized Gwen, now of course we don't know, and I don't remember how far we are down the pathway for the pity summons at 60. Yeah, it's feeling good. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Wait, we got 3. Let me do 3 here. You know what? We used everything. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel like we're going to get a hero. We're going to get a highborn hero out of here. I know the luck would be just absolutely stupid luck. But burning a couple diamonds. Nope. All right, individuals it is, guys. Here we go. This is going to be sitting on, can we get anything good out of here? If one of these turn out to be Gwen, because I think last time we pulled Gwen and it was a single summon. I think it was a single summon that we pulled that last copy that we got a Gwen. So 4 more in here. They really need to improve the rates. They need to improve these insignias. There's a lot that they need to do in here. Come on. All right, last single. And then it's going to be the big 10 pull. So nothing in there, just some more insignias. That's it. What's going on, Jack? You recommend saving the dragon summons? A lot of people are purple. So a lot of people are waiting to get that last highborn hero, or excuse me, that last regular draconic hero. And then they're going in there and they are just saving the resources. Some players have chosen not to summon the draconic heroes at all. All right, guys, now for a double. All right, let's see. That's what I was thinking. I think it might be, hopefully it's going to be 1 copy. Boom. It is not a copy. So it is just purple, guys. So we are not going to have a copy of the hero again. So there is, look at that, draconic insignias. All right. So Freedom Fighter, look at that. We got a brand new subscriber to the channel. Thank you for subbing to the channel. But I know, again, we're going to hop in here. I want to check out LAN. LAN might hold exactly what we need. And again, are we doing them? I'm not sure if it'll let me buy it. Maybe it'll let me buy it. But let's see. There we go. Payment successful. No thanks. I don't want to donate $5. I don't even know what the cause is. There's another 30 insignias, guys, and we knew this was going to be a pain. Let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, the rate is so bad, I know, but there we go. So we got another boycott. I know we're saying boycott, but no, I want to. I'm 6 copies from finishing Gwen to 1 star. How many monies are your monthly spending limit? So the monthly spending limit, Freedom Fighter, is capped at 100. Right now, we're running about 80 a month. It is all that we're doing. So again, we've been having a $20 buffer. So if you guys kind of mathematically map it out, what we're buying and what we have been buying. So monthly card, this we buy every single month. We bought it for years now. So this is 20 bucks. Noble Society, we buy this one out, of course, for our elemental cores. That is 24 bucks. That puts us at what? 20, 44, or 45. That puts us at 25. Twisted Bounties we're not buying. Regal Rewards we're not buying. But then when you start looking even here, so I did pick up, so right now we're at 45 bucks. I did pick up the Ghoulish Gallery. This perk card was, I believe, $15. I think this one was $15 for the perk card. If I'm not, $15. So that puts us at 60. That's it. So that's all we've been spending. So we had that 60 right there. And literally that's all we've been spending. We don't buy anything else. Even looking through all the other packs, all the purchases, everything else, we don't buy anything else in here. We don't buy anything here, which we have 2 draws right here. But these are from purchases. We do not buy anything else. So we're at 60 bucks. And look at that. Talk about the streamer luck. There is a double card right there. Yeah, spending for a little bit sold for the insignias, but look at that. So also, and I want to share this with you. That might have been the luck that we needed right there. But also, when you're going in here, is I buy them on... So what I do is I use my credit card, which gives me 2% cash back. I buy them at a gas station, which has discounted Google Play cards. I put them in the Google Play Store, and then when I use them, it gives me Google Play points. The points I can redeem for more in-game purchases. So even if I'm spending $100 on a card, every like 2 or 3 months, even at the gas station, I'm getting a free $25, not including everything from the card. So it's a little bit of just kind of playing it. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was worried we just used all of our streamers' luck, and it gave me another one. So we did 3 pulls in there. That was kind of weird. Google Play card worked in my country. Yeah, Bobo, and that's kind of how we do it. So we kind of game it in a big circle just to get some discounted summons and honestly to make it a little bit cheaper. But let's see, guys. We're going to do the same. So I'm going to hop in here. I'm going to use my 6 cards because now we know we're already 19 pulls closer to getting Gwen. Is there such thing on iOS 2? Yes, there is. You can do the same, Freedom Fighter. So again, if I used my card at the gas station, I could buy Apple Play cards. Apple, I believe, has kind of a rewards program similar to what Google does. I believe it does. I believe it is kind of the same. All right, guys, let's see if we can get it within these 6 because I would love to get some copies of LAN. Boom. Where is the streamer lock? I'm hoping I did not just burn it on getting those double cards out of there. All right, so we got 2 more with just the singles. So that puts us 25, probably 25 plus summons in there. All right, so 30 more cards. Let's see. 30 more cards. We need the 1 copy. Boom. First one doesn't give it to us. So this again is just going to be some loot. Let's go ahead and flip them. Looks like no diamonds within this one. We might not even pull it, guys. Yeah. Butterfly, Carol is sending the luck here. Number 2 is not it. Is the final one going to do it? Is the final one going to pull it, guys? We are going to use our very last one. Boom, 2 24-hour chests. This is it. I do the discounted thing at Target. Yeah, and that's it. That Zolthamus, anywhere you can save money, especially when you're putting it in here. And of course, guys, when you look at the revenue, the Google AdSense revenue that I get from this game, from streams, from you guys, from super chats, memberships, all of that stuff, we put in back into games. It's kind of crazy, but it's a self-fulfilling prophecy to put the money back into the game. So let's see, guys. This is the last one. Is it going to be? Is it going to be? It's not. Look at that. It is not. We did not get it. No luck. We shut down and we used it for everything else. So that didn't even get us any diamonds. Bads rate. That's right. So we used what? 36. So even thinking here, we had what? We had 36 plus our 19. So 46.50. So yeah, it has to be right there at the absolute max to be at the 60 summons. Even here, we have what, 10 for 15? But see, over here, we get 30 for 24. It's kind of crazy. And that's, again, why a lot of players are saying it's not worth it to get them. Even here, that's another 30 for 24. Should we do it? Yeah, it's pity in the next full pulls. That's it, because we'll get 30 and we'll get 6. You know what, guys? Just for the viewers, let's go ahead and do it. Why not? Let's do it. Sorry, no luck. That's okay. Yeah, 6 pulls. Let's do it. Jeff the Egg is saying doing it. Again, I know we'll get it this time. This will be another pull. And I wonder if, yeah, there's our free 6. So I'm hoping it's going to be that 6. If not, guys, it's just going to be kind of screwy pulls in there with the Dragon Isle. So let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a triple. Get the extra 6 for free. All right, guys, this is going to be it. We are really going down the rabbit hole here. What's going on? Zenio don't overdose with your luck. Yeah, luck with money. Yeah, that's enough, guys. We are capped for today, and we're capped for the rest of this month. Let's see. So I'm going to do the singles, and I want to see how close we really are, because it has to be close. I think the last time we pulled, it was a single, though. I'm wondering, what do we got? 3 more. 1, 2, and the final single card is not a copy. Look at that. Another single. All right, this is it, guys. So let's see what this 10 pull looks like. Boom. There it is. So that is done. Is it going to be a single, though, is the question. Yeah, exactly. Is it going to be? I missed the last player survey. Did someone know? Next possible. There were a bunch of crossovers in there. God, and it shows them on there. So we know we got a copy. Flip them all. Just a single right there. No diamonds. So that is the last one that we need, though, to completely build it out. Now, honestly, question is, do we go LAN or do we go Hildwyn? Now, let me know in the copies. Do we do LAN? Do we do Hildwyn? Now, the reason being, we need 2 copies of Hildwyn, and that will take Hildwyn up to the engraving mark. So do we go in here? Do we build out Hildwyn with those last 2 copies to get him engraved? Or do we start going with LAN? That's a good thing. Hildwyn, yeah, finish Hildwyn. LAN, a no-brainer. Took a long hiatus. I have been for a couple months now. Welcome back, Miles. I think Hildwyn, because you're so close to 1 star. LAN, Hildwyn. Ooh, it's pretty. You know what? Let me go ahead. Let me build up. Let me drop a poll up here. LAN or Hildwyn so I can get. We'll see. LAN or Hildwyn, and then we'll drop it in here. And then I'll go ahead. I'll build out Gwen to where we want her to be. There's LAN, Hildwyn. This is going to be. I think I put Hildwyn. There we go. So LAN or Hildwyn. There we go. I think I put that in right. Let me know. Whoever you guys choose for, it is going to be your vote. And look at that, Luna. We have a new member. Thank you for being a Hippo supporter for the channel. That is amazing to see. The little hippos like what Primo has right there. Yeah, I know both of them are overpowered. It's very, very tough to go between them. Yeah, and I know, Purple. Again, the only reason why we're putting some into here is because what we do and what we put into what we get from Google is what we do for a lot of this. And look at that. Miles is a Hippo supporter as well. And that earned him a golden Hippo. So he has been a Hippo supporter before. Why the name Furry Hippo? So guys, I can go through it. A lot of you guys know the story behind the Furry Hippo. So Furry Hippo actually went from the point of very beginning was my wife and I when we were dating, which is kind of crazy because this was 20 years ago. 21 years ago. My wife and I started dating, and we live right outside of Detroit. Going to the Detroit Zoo, they had a hippo there that we absolutely loved. We have little hippo figurines, little icons. We had the hippo there. Again, my wife and I used to go to the zoo all the time. Definitely love the hippo that was there. We came back. The hippo, you know, we always loved the hippo there, but came back and we were playing Rock Band. If you guys have heard this story before, we were playing Rock Band, and within Rock Band, they required you to have a band name to play online to verse other players. So my girlfriend and I, which is now my wife, we're playing Rock Band, and Furry Hippo was the name of our Rock Band, where it originally started. And again, you're talking 21 years ago when that originally started. Now from there, I actually have Furry Hippo Gaming. I have Furry Hippo Finance. We also do have Furry Hippo Consulting, which is a second company that I'm actually the CEO with, that builds computer systems. My wife does it, but we have a multitude of hippo companies or Furry Hippo companies, which is still there. It's a pretty cool story, but yeah, that is where it all started so many years ago with the Furry Hippo. And again, we're looking at 21 years now that the Furry Hippo has been apart. Now we have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. They absolutely love it. They have a ton of hippo stuff themselves. Even when we go to different zoos. We went to the Toledo Zoo. We bought little hippo figures. Yeah, we have a ton. E80 on Gwen. Yes, we're going to, if I have the resources in here, guys, which I don't think I do. So there is the 60 on Gwen. I think we're a little shy of the 80 to actually build her out. So again, when you start looking at building it above and beyond the 60, because she is a damage dealer, attack speed, crit damage amplification, 100%, these are the focuses. Crit right there, that we want to build. Physical pierce, 100%, definitely want to build that out. This side is going to be the defensive side of it. So these are going to be the last ones we're building out. HP, tenacity, defense, accuracy, attack, of course. Attack is going to be the other big one you want to focus on. So there's 68. 68's ideally where you want to build her. But of course, for the PvP aspect, we are going to take her further. So defense, accuracy, probably over the tenacity. But the tenacity will also give us a little bit of the crowd control. I'm wondering how close we are. So we're at 75. We'll get a little bit further and we'll be able to actually build her out to an 80. But that puts her at 17 billion combat power, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, we will definitely take her there. We need some more. How long were you in the military? 8 years. Most of you know I joined the military, which was back in 1998 to 2006. I was in the Marine Corps. Yes, 8 years I spent in the Marine Corps. I mean, how many people do have Hippo? Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because even like the payroll company we use, they're like, hey, I have a serious question for you. How in the hell did you come up with the Hippo name? So I explained the story to them, and it's funny because I was on speakerphone with my payroll company, and it was kind of hilarious that we went through and that we had the whole conversation over speakerphone with someone that I didn't know about the Hippo, and it was the exact same thing. What does your wife think about the AFK Arena channel? She likes it. I mean, I've played games literally my whole life, Orange. If you guys have ever seen, I mean, going back to original Nintendo, which funny story, I have the original Nintendo in the basement with the old Dragon Warrior game. We have a bunch of old school Final Fantasy. The very, very first one with the original Nintendo. I have the Nintendo. I have the Nintendo 64. We have the N64 or the Super Nintendo down there. We have the PlayStations. We have the Sega. We have the Xboxes. Playing games I have done my whole life. I got my first Nintendo, I think I was 5, which shows you exactly how old I am. But even before that, we had Commodore 64. We had a television. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, we definitely had so much. And I played games, again, my whole life. It was the incorporation of doing YouTube while I play games. So when I think of YouTube and when I think of really the combination of both of them together, because I'm playing the games anyways, being able to talk to you guys. Now, when it comes to actually being able to talk to people about AFK Arena, about the game, about the way, loving to play the game, you are the only people in my life that I talk to about video games. I don't have any, not many friends that play many games. Some play Call of Duty, some play, Fortnite, a couple others. But overall, as far as RPGs, as far as AFK Arena, you guys, and this is the reason why I love doing the streams, you are the guys, you are the audience, you are the guys, the individuals that I love to talk to about AFK Arena in its entirety. Working on getting REM to 80, yeah, it works very, very well. You should DOA video showing the collection. Oh, I definitely could. Get all the hippos together and everything else. And look at that, guys. We have our third member. Big shout out to Darren. I didn't even see that one pop up. Thank you, Darren, for being a hippo supporter. So he's got the silver hippo. Every so many months, your hippo does change. That's why Luna's hippo is different than Darren's. It definitely works. It's different hippos. And we are looking at Hildwyn. So I told you guys we'd go in with whatever you guys said. 73 votes. It is Hildwyn. So we're going to drop in Hildwyn. Again, we need 2 copies of Hildwyn to actually build Hildwyn out in the entirety. So 2 copies of Hildwyn will allow us to engrave. And then, of course, it's going to be all in for land. Let's see what we can do. What's going on? Jay the Dark Cobra, thank you for joining us. Hippo should get more of a collection, more or better collections to us. Yeah, collections are tough if you're talking about the collections in game. But yeah, the hippo collections, it's getting there. Again, we have a bunch of different hippos from all over now, which is kind of crazy. And of course, the big sad part of that is years later, almost half a decade later, the hippo at the Detroit Zoo passed away. And they never replaced the hippo. They actually made it a different attraction there. So there is no longer a hippo that was there. And fun fact, my mom works at the zoo, volunteers at the zoo. She has for many, many years now. So we get all the backstage passes. We get the special treatment when we go there because it's pretty cool. All right. So let's see, guys. Hilduin is here. We have 20. We need 2 copies. Could we do it? Could we pull the 2 copies we need in here? How dangerous is in Detroit? Not bad. Honestly, if you're in Detroit, there's some spots that are rough that you don't want to go to after dark. Majority, like if you're in Detroit, if you're in downtown Detroit, it's perfectly fine. There's a lot of security. There's a lot of law enforcement. Even most buildings have their own security on top of kind of overlaid everything that is going in there with security and police officers, everything like that. Does Dragon Gwen worth E80 over Awakened Entendre? I would. The Awakened Entendre, as much as I love and how I built her out, utility-wise, I'm not using the Awakened Entendre for much of anything, which is pretty sad. All right, guys, let's see if we can do this for Hilduin. Boom, first summon does not give us a copy. Could we get some diamonds out of here? Which, nope, nothing in there. Second one is the same, so no copies of Hilduin, but we're 20 closer to getting that copy out. I have a lot more insignias, so we're just gonna have to wait until we get more, which again, looking at our Dragon Forge, we're getting more copies in here every week. We're getting more cards, but I believe we already bought 1 out. We bought 2 out. So we only have another 10 more insignias that we're gonna get this month. And then of course, out of the event. So insignias are pretty much done for the month, which is kind of crazy. Is it 2.5? No. It is not 2.5. Now they adjusted the Stargazer, they adjusted the Temple of Time. This is still the 2%. This has never seen the increase. Awakened Entendre turned out to be mid. Yes. Awakened Entendre, guys, talk about disappointment. I built her out in her entirety. Honestly, short of the tower, I don't really use her. Maybe a niche formation in Nightmare Court or Cursed Realm. But honestly, not seeing much of anything used with her, not seeing her really built very much. And also with the Draconic gear, we have 3 pieces. That's the only 3 that we've ever seen. We need Draconic gear. There's a lot of stuff. Again, they're making the Draconic heroes so far high in the sky that most players cannot and will not and do not have the ability to build them at all, which is sad. It is pretty sad for, I think a pretty cool faction. I like the build, I like the design, but they made it just so crazy hard to get them. Yeah, I wish they would adjust it. Pull 1 Misha. Let me see if we can. Maybe we'll get a double. Maybe with the diamonds we picked out of there, maybe we'll get a double in here. Hopefully that would be really, really cool to see if we got a double or not anything. I think we used all of our luck, guys. I think that's what it's trying to tell us, was we burned up all of our luck when we got our 2 free cards within the shop itself. Because even here, there we go. So we pulled one, and we just need what? 1 more. No luck on that one. We do have some single scrolls though. We could just burn through these. And again, single summons, I'm not really too concerned about. We usually don't get anything that is very good out of any of these, but it's just the time to use them. I mean, we have a lot of summons, and I'm waiting again for the Awakened Hero to get some more of our collections, as well as going in here and building out some more Stargazer heroes. Yeah, Entendre, unfortunately. Did I play World of Warcraft, and are there any videos? There are no videos. So World of Warcraft, most of you know, I played for about 10 years. 10, 11 years, I played World of Warcraft long before I started YouTube or anything like that. I played a Paladin, which was on the Alliance. It wasn't on the Horde, which we played both. But I played a Paladin since beta in World of Warcraft. So my account that I still have, I don't sell any of my accounts. I still have all of my accounts. Yes, when I played World of Warcraft, I had a Paladin, and I know there's a lot of things that I got in the game that you cannot even get anymore. There's a lot of things, again, that there's no way to get just from the progression in the game. But I quit when the Pandas came out. When it was Pandaria, I think it was in World of Warcraft. So even thinking Tele, way back World of Warcraft, we farmed Naxxramas when it was tier 3 gear, if you're familiar with the game itself. So it was a ton a ton of time before. So we got a couple more minutes here, guys. And Liberta, I believe we have, what, 1 copy there. Let's add some more stars. So we need 3 copies of Liberta, which I would love to finish him out. Let's get those 3 copies in here, and we'll just finish him out. As much as I would like to just continue, you know, keep going in, it's going to be a tougher pull, but we know, even building in here, let's finish him out in the entirety, because this, of course, is going to add him a little bit more. Are you monetized yet? Yep, it's monetized in here. If you mean the channel, yes. All right, so we need 3 copies, and this is what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking, as much as I love the copies, I want to make sure that we are getting some more of the collections. We'll burn through some cards. We'll burn through some diamonds. There's copy number 1. That leaves us 2 more that we need. And there's a double, guys. There is the luck. So that is almost back-to-back copies. But there are the 3, which is awesome. Do you think they'll do a Dragon Tower Dimensional? We've been waiting for it. Honestly, we've been waiting for it forever with the tower. But that is 3 very, very quick copies that we picked up. Awesome. So that does finish out Liberta. And we're just kind of slow building a lot of these heroes. As we continue to add stars, we've started to get a lot more of these heroes built out to 5 stars, even picking up, you know, more copies of some of the Celestials and the Hypos. And you can see here, even looking at the combat rating in comparison, I mean, 17 billion. Look at the power when you look at the equal heroes. So what I mean by that is both of the heroes, so looking at the Awakened version of Athalia and looking at Liberta, they're both at 17 billion power. They're both the 40 signature items, the 80 engraving, the 36 of 36 furniture. They both are maxed out in the entirety. And because of the creep of the combat rating, they have the same combat rating for 2 heroes that are identically built out. It's interesting to see that the Awakened hero and the non-Awakened hero, the Celestial, are still there. 1-star Gwen is the same as the Awakened. Yeah, and that's it. That's what I'm talking about, is when you look at these, is even looking where this hero is a 40. Again, furniture-wise, I don't think we have maxed out furniture, which we do not. But looking here, 18 billion, and even looking at the engraving, we're just at 80. I don't take anyone above 80. So even looking combat rating-wise, and again, that's what this is based on, the combat rating. The Awakened version of Belinda is still number 1 in the combat rating, or in the combat. Why not 50? So Freedom Fighter, the cost to go to a 50 is just insane. So when you look at it and thinking of it kind of being in comparison, when you start looking at getting a hero from a 20 to a 30 is 300 chests. Taking a hero from a 30 to a 40 is around 1,000 chests. Taking a hero from a 40 to a 50 is about 3,000 chests. So when you think of having the ability, so I could build 3 heroes up to a 40 versus building 1 hero to a 50. Now, in addition, when you start going past the 50, you can only use the expensive emblems. You don't have the ability to no longer use red chests. The epic emblems are super, super rare and expensive because they have never given us a time or a place to get them in any quantity. Even looking here, I have 419. I could build another hero up to a 40, but then these epic emblem chests would be gone, and you need tons. It is so, so expensive to get them built up any higher. It's ridiculously expensive to get them. Well, I did calculations. You need 600 cards to get the hero in the Temple of Time to Ascended, 400 Stargazer to get to 5 stars. Yes, that is the average, Carol, but with that, the averages that you're shooting for, it's a little bit lower. Now, the reason being the buff and the rates. So when they took the Temple of Time to 2.5, mathematically, and thinking of the pity pull roughly at 60, 65 pulls, it is now taking about 500 cards to get the Temple of Time completed. Even some of the heroes that I pulled were south. We did 395 with the Awakened version of Lucius, and even time cards are a little bit lower with the buff, the 2.5% rate. So it's a little bit, the numbers average are a little bit on the higher side, Purple, because of where they're built, because of the buff, because of the 2.5 percentage in the pity timer. You can get it a little bit different. Test it out, Gwen and Nightmare Corridor, to see different. Oh yeah, we can. Actually, let me drop that in here. I'm wondering where Gwen is going to be in the Nightmare Corridor. So let's hop in. Now, challenges here, guys. I do a lot of challenges. Now, remember, Gwen before was only pulling, I believe it was 3 billion damage. We could look back, but I believe it was around 3 billion damage that Gwen was pulling. And I also built out a pretty good collection because this fourth boss, this is the one that was causing all of our problems. Let's see where we're at. Now, I'm going to go in. We have 4. I'm going to go ahead and let's do 4. We'll do another. I'll do 9. 9 in its entirety. So we're spending our 200 diamonds. Let's go ahead and activate. And I'm just going to let it run. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. I have 1,345, but I've been trying to save them since I'm not too far into chapters, working on chapter 29. How many copies can you pull with 120 time emblems? Usually with 120, you're looking at 3 copies. 3, 4 if you have some RNG. Again, they've been running about 40 to 50 copies for each one. So 120 time emblems, again, you're going to get a couple. And that took us to 4%. So definitely a little bit better. Again, we have a couple more hours, 17 more hours in here. In this, I run usually 20 times. I'll usually do my 10 free attempts. I'll do 10 more. And that is where I leave it at right here. Let me go ahead. Before I forget. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me do it. It might not let me do the membership gifting, guys. I might owe you more memberships last time because I don't have the gift card. I'm wondering if it should. Yes, it's not going to let me. Let's go back. Well, I owe you some memberships. We like to do the gifting of the membership every time, but I'm not going to be able to because of the card link through Google Play. It's not going to work. It's not going to work for it. Who is or are your favorite heroes in AFK Arena? I've always loved Rowan. Guys, Rowan has still been, honestly, right now, it's probably Rowan and the Awakened version of Athalia. Both of those heroes I do like a lot. They are very, very good. So 240, 240. So let's look at our 240. Let's look at that boss. Boom, 16 billion, guys. So think about this. So Gwen, before we conclude here, so Gwen was running with a plus 40 signature item. Gwen was also running with a, I believe Gwen has a 12 furniture. I believe it is 12 furniture. Looking at everything else, so we didn't have the engraving. Putting the engraving on Gwen took her from 3 billion damage to 16 billion damage in the same game mode with the exact same comps that we were running before. That is the power of the engraving, the skills and abilities that we use in there. I use Rowan every now and then. I'm not really used a ton of places. The tower is still being used. But yeah, when you look at this, guys, that is the difference. That is really a game-changing difference with the crazy damage. Now, of course, I did build her out a pretty strong collection. Physical Pierce, very, very high. We have the double skill level, some attack. But overall, that is the damage difference that we have within these heroes. That is huge. That is absolutely game-changing. And I'm almost thinking I'm going to have to get some diamonds to try it in here just because of the leaderboard that we have within that game mode. So we got her done. I know it did cost us a little bit to actually pick her up and finish her out, but I'm happy that Gwen is done in the entirety. Sorry, guys. So that is going to do it for today's live stream. Thank you for all the love and support, guys. All of the members, all the chats, all the new subscribers to the channel. It is really, really cool to see. And again, we have Gwen done. I am excited to see that she's done. And even thinking, yeah, so that put her right there. We don't even have the 80 on her, but that did put her combat rating within, I mean, look at the combat rating. I mean, we have a couple heroes. They are very, very close. You talk about the 17 billion of really splitting hairs, and that, of course, changed with the collection that was altered based on the hero. But all right, so again, guys, that is going to do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for joining me again. I love talking to you guys. I love having the conversations about AFK Arena. Definitely check out the finance channel if you haven't. Furry Hippo Finance is the other one. We've been doing a ton of finance videos on there, and that's what I do professionally. I am a bank center manager. I'm a branch manager, but I am also a certified financial counselor. And that's what we started doing with all of the financial counseling and education that we've done. And I love doing it. It's something, again, that I'm very, very passionate about. So, all right, guys, again, that is going to do it for today's stream. I owe you some gifting of the memberships, which I'll get a Google Play card probably today when I go out. I got to do some shopping right now. So thank you guys for joining me. Have a great weekend. Hopefully I can mow the grass and do everything else I need to without having our severe thunderstorms. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching the channel, all the love and support. And as always, thank you guys for watching.